Welcome, beautiful people, to your process paper information video. We are going to talk about how to write your process paper, and it's very, very simple. So let me go ahead and get my annotating going. Okay, so this checklist, by the way, is on Edmodo, and it tells you everything that you're going to need, and it corresponds with your rubric. So if you're wanting to know what is required of you for this, it is right here on this checklist. Okay. First, you'll see that we've got formatting information. So you've got specific margin requirements, double space, no extra lines between paragraphs, page header. We're going to go over that tomorrow, so you can wait and do that until then. Title page needs to be correctly set up. You'll get to see an example of that here in a moment. The font size and the font type. And you have to provide the word count at the end of the process paper, and it needs to look just like this. Word count, colon, and then how many words are in that. Okay. So I'm going to clear this out, and we're going to move down and look at actually the content of your process paper. What is supposed to be in it? Okay, you've got 5 sections. Each section is a paragraph. So you've got 5 sections. That means 5 total paragraphs. You do have a word limit. It's got to be no less than 400, and then it cannot be any more than 500. So no more than 500 words. And then you cannot fall under the 400 there. Okay, so now each section you must discuss a certain issue or topic. Each paragraph must cover a certain part of your project and describing what happens. And that's the real purpose of this process paper, is just for you to tell the story of your research and of your project. So, first paragraph, section 1, how and why you chose your topic. What was it that sparked your interest in your topic? And describe that specifically. Section 2, or in other words, paragraph 2, how you conducted your research. So, where did you go? Well, we went to the U of A, Mullins Library. You definitely want to mention that. You've also done research here at school. You've used the middle school library. Some of you have used the high school library. Some of you have used the Fayetteville Public Library. So all of those resources that you've used, mention them, because that makes your research even more credible if you share that you've gone to these libraries and these resources. You also need to mention 1 to 2 of your best sources, such as a book or an interview or any kind of high quality primary source. And you need to actually give the name of that book, or give the name of the person who does the interview and who the interview is with. What is the title of the primary source? Where did you find it? So, specifically name these sources. And it just needs to be 1 to 2 sources. Alright, section 3, or in other words, paragraph 3. How did you select your category? Meaning, why did you select an exhibit? Or why did you select a website? Why did you select a documentary? What talents do you possess? What experience do you possess that made that choice a good choice? Or what experience do you have that made you choose that category? And how did you create your project? So that's actually going through and describing the process of you developing your website. How did you do it? What resources did you use? If you built your exhibit, what resources did you use? What process did you follow? Alright, section 4, in other words, paragraph 4, how your paper relates to the NHD theme. This is your thesis. So, in the thesis statement video, that thesis statement, once you have rewritten it, it is this paragraph. This is your thesis. So you'll just type out your thesis for paragraph 4, and paragraph 4 is done. But do not do that until the thesis has been rewritten and then also looked at by Ms. Minton and I, and checked by us and okayed by us, and then you can put it in your process paper. Alright, section 5, or in other words, paragraph 5. What did you learn? This is a great opportunity for you to share the overall message found in your topic, or just share what you gained from the whole experience. What lessons did you learn? That could be lessons that you learned about your topic, lessons that you learned about life in general, lessons that you learned about researching, about doing an enormous project of this size. Anything that you've learned in this process, you put it there and be specific. Okay, so those are your 5 paragraphs. And this checklist is on Edmodo, and you can go back and refer to it. The other thing that is also on Edmodo is Grace Mertz's process paper from last year. And it's a great thing to look at as an example and a model for you to write your process paper. So we're going to look at that right now. And you scroll down, you'll see that you've also got your rubric here so that you can look at that. And then we'll go down and look at Grace's example. So NHD process paper example. Okay, so you'll see that your process paper actually starts out with a title page. So you're going to actually put the title of your project, at the beginning of your process paper. So you're going to have a title page. And you'll see that she's got her title typed out here. You did your title on your project plan worksheet, so if you need to go back to that and refer to that to get your title on here, please do that. Then you'll see that she puts her name. She puts individual exhibit. So some of you may be doing group exhibit, or you may be doing group documentary, individual documentary, group website. If you're doing a historical paper, you'll put that right here. You'll put just historical paper, and everybody will put junior division. We are all junior division. Okay, after that title page is done, then you start the writing of your process paper. So we're going to scroll on down here, and we're going to look at that. You obviously do not want this to be on your title page, so be sure that your process paper starts on page 2 down here. Okay, so you'll see this is her first paragraph. I chose the topic of the Shirtwaist Triangle Factory Fire because I had never heard of it before and it sparked my interest. Workplace safety is very interesting to me as well. I was still trying to decide on my topic when I opened a website packed with information, and I was sucked in reading about all these stories. I wanted to know more. So there she's giving you that pivotal moment of when she decided this is going to be my topic. And you can see that she's very, very specific about that. So that's what the first paragraph is all about. Why did you pick your topic? Okay, moving on down. Second paragraph. I chose to do an exhibit because you'll see she puts in the category type, and then she explains that she's participated in a science fair before. She talks about the skills and the experience that she has that makes choosing an exhibit an obvious choice for her. So just what do you possess that makes your category choice the right choice for you? Then you've got your third paragraph. I have found lots of good sources, right? She says here mostly online, but remember you guys have the U of A library, Fayetteville Public Library. Mention those libraries. Mention that you worked at school, gathering resources as well. And then you'll see that she discovered several excellent books. And she gives one of them here. She gives the title, she gives the author. And she very briefly talks about what she got from those. She discusses a website which has a lot of primary sources, and then she mentions what those primary sources are. So you'll see that she's got 1 to 2 sources mentioned in a book and primary sources. So she's done exactly as required. Okay, we're going to move on down, and we're going to look at the fourth paragraph. This is the fourth paragraph right here. And you'll see, this is her thesis. So you will just take the thesis, once it's been rewritten and checked and cleared by Miss Minton and I, you will put in your thesis right here as paragraph 4. That simple. All right, we are almost done. Okay, here we go. Final paragraph is paragraph 5. What have you learned? You'll see she very specifically talks about what she got from this. I learned how the fire impacted people. So she, I guess, really saw this through the eyes of the people that experienced it, and she learned about it on a personal level. She talks about an interview that really impacted her and why. So you'll see, be specific here. Doing this NHD project has taught me a lot, not just about the fire, but how to construct an orderly project to educate others about this topic. So she has learned how to research and do it in an orderly fashion. So this is a really, really good paragraph and very, very specific, and that's what you're going for. Then you'll see down here at the very bottom, she inserts her word count. You must do this and put exactly how many words you've got in your process paper. Okay, so these are your examples. You've got Grace's example, you've got the checklist on Edmodo, you also have the rubric on Edmodo. This is due Tuesday, December 17th at the end of class.